Hey, Mr. Stan 913 here. We're at Boone Hall Plantation and Gardens in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. This is a plantation where we're going to check out this site. We bought tickets ahead of time, but this is after the hurricane that just went through, now Tropical Storm Debbie. They had a lot of water damage here, so we're coming today to check this out. So why don't you join me? So this is the cotton gin house. They redid here. The cotton became the important crop after the American Revolution. So this is where a lot of the slaves worked on these plantations. Look at the butterflies. This is where a lot of the slaves worked here. So they were doing the lawn, so it was kind of loud. You couldn't hear me, but this is where a lot of the slaves had worked on these plantations. Look at the trees back here. Look how beautiful that is.
They drag him out in the courtyard. The only British monarch. John Boone continued to grow up, and eventually, during that time, of course, Charles I's son, who would become Charles II, had been pushed away first to Scotland and then to Paris. But John Boone does continue to grow up, and Oliver Cromwell ages, and some noblemen decide that Cromwell isn't up to the job anymore, and his son certainly isn't, so they decide to bring Charles II back from Paris and install him on the throne. Well, in gratitude for this, Charles II wants to reward these noblemen by making them the Lord's proprietor of the new colony of Carolina that he wants to open up. He's worried about Spain down in Florida. He doesn't have anything to Jamestown. What we got to do is plant civilization plantations. So they come up with that word. Well, as I say, John Boone's also growing up during this time. He even joined the British military and achieved the rank of major, so you might hear him referred to as Major John Boone. Well, about the time Sir Isaac Newton's fleeing Cambridge to escape the London plague, John Boone's boarding a ship heading west across the Atlantic. There's belief that he actually indentured himself to be an indentured servant to get there. Well, once he's there for a number of years, he does learn of the Carolina colony having been opened up, and jumps on one of the first ships that come into Charlestown Landing. 1672 it was founded. Some of the first ships. Well, he gets his little land grant. It's west of the Ashley. Now, you know anything about the geography of Charleston's Peninsula? On the west, it's the Ashley River. On the east, this side is the Cooper River. There's just two older daughters and two younger sons. Well, the matriarch is considering leaving it to the daughters. Doesn't sit well with the younger sons. The older daughters are not interested in being in the slavery business. Doesn't sit well with the two younger sons. So the family begins to implode. And undoubtedly, this matriarch of the Boones probably consulted one of the Rutledges, and they're advised just sell it. Give them their share and be done with it. Well, she does, and for a horse-choking price of 1,200 acres at that time, $1,200. Where was I? So the Boones sell it to a German brick building family in downtown Charleston. That's the other industry I forgot to mention John Boone had going. He started a brickyard. And the Horlbecks, German brick building family, have been coming for generations buying Boone's bricks. sell, what are they gonna do? Buy that plantation in for no other reason than to get that brickyard. There one night and Days of Our Lives did some filming there, but then big movies, North and South, Patrick Swayze galloped his horse up down that avenue. And then also The Notebook, many scenes of The Notebook was filmed here. Nolan crashing his truck into that gate, which he wasn't supposed to do. But they left it in the film and he paid for the gate. Also, Halle Berry's first major-length motion picture, the movie Queen, which was last in the series of the Roots saga, started her career here. Well, several U-Pick programs, but also several festivals. They also got into the wedding business, became the largest, most popular wedding venue in Charleston, over 100, sometimes 150 a year. Here, there's a 2-year waiting list. Yeah, right.
So that was he's giving a history of the plantation. We're now going to take a tour of the house. And you heard that there were plenty of TV shows and films that were made here, especially The Notebook, which is a very popular movie amongst young people and adults. Really, this is beautiful. You know, good look at the trees. Look how beautiful this is. So we're headed to the Boone Hall Mansion right here, and we're going to take a tour inside in a few minutes. Look at the flowers here. It's a private residence, so I'm not allowed to video inside. So I'll let you know what it was like once we get out. But they told us that we cannot film.
They have signs, but please don't sit on anything. And even kind of touch the wood, because we can get as many as 800 people through a day. And so we on it, or even like a fern.
She's going
and it's
over
an
the
independent
oak
plant,
trees.
doesn't hurt the trees. And when it rains, it turns real green. And when it hasn't rained for a while, it's brown, and you think it's dead. Then it rains, and it's real green. So it's one of those. Also, with that, you'll notice the oldest structure on the property is the smokehouse that's over here, like it was 1750. When you go through the garden, you'll see that and stuff. But when we go in, we're going to go in, and the first is to the entry hall, and you'll notice like the staircase. And it's called the cantilever staircase because it goes around and up. It's not attached to the wall at all. Every step was built and balanced on the one before it and then attached at the top. And we don't go upstairs. There's only 5 bathrooms, 7 bedrooms, and now office and things. But a staircase like that couldn't take 800 people going up and down.
Great inside the house. You weren't allowed to take any pictures or video. I highly recommend going into the house. This is outside the back of the house. The lake down here is where they filmed the movie The Notebook. You can walk down there. But there's a lot to see here, and there's a lot of land. Very beautiful. Look at these trees. These gardens are just beautiful. And believe it or not, these are crepe myrtles. We have crepe myrtles at home. So this is all the garden area that they had. This is just absolutely beautiful. This is the garden area. So beautiful. mansion's right here. Here's the house, the mansion, and then when you turn around, this is what you view going down. Very nice. Let me tell you something, it's very hot. I don't know how they lived here back in the day. It's very cool underneath here. It is very cool. And they said in the notebook, they actually smashed the gate and they repaired it. I'll have to go back and watch that scene. Very nice. These are the original slave quarters that the slaves were in, lived in, that worked on the plantation. This was a church for the slaves.
May have been unleavened, but he knew all he needed to know. The biblical message of salvation.
It's sad that, you think about what many of the slaves went through. Something that should never have happened in this world. And there's their beds, and this is what they had to live in. All the slave cabins have a little film in there to tell you a little bit of history of the slaves, how they lived. Over here you have the Golem Theater. Looks like there's no show times today. This is a theater here. Yeah, there's no show times. Straight ahead up here is the dock house, built in 1992. Looks like they have various parties and stuff in here, and they can pump air conditioning in. Oh wow, yeah. is here. And I see why they call it the dock house. Wow, look at this. So I stayed down here because it is getting a nice cool breeze. Well, not really cool, but it feels good. So I hope you like these videos on our trips down to the southern East Coast. We did, we hit the hurricane, tropical storm Debbie. If you can hear my voice, I did catch a cold. And I could say one thing, I never get sick in the summer. It's the first time in years. I get a little cranky, but I'm working through it. I'm hoping you're enjoying these videos. I hope you're enjoying our page. You know, we get a few people that watch. They thank us for showing these different sites that we go to. We'll continue to do that. We'll continue to do the crafts. We'll continue to show the products. This looks like had termite damage. Look at that. It's very peaceful back here. Beautiful homes over there too. This is the staple tours in here. Oh my God.
Remember a long time ago. So y'all, this saddle back there, that's a lady's side saddle, so that's over 150 years old. It was donated by a private individual. Again, these are the 4 Triple Crown winners that were from Prince Quillo. So you can see Secretariat here when he's running the Kentucky Derby. What a just muscle, all muscle. So these again are the 4 Triple Crown winners that were from Prince Quillo. Polo was played a lot out here in the 1980s. And believe it or not, this is my favorite part. Y'all ready to sit? It's right down at 11. You guys come to the double show at 11:15. And if anybody can remember the movie Oklahoma, this is the evening Surrey with your friends on top. So again, before the automobiles were invented, you could take this out because these little lanterns, so you're riding around the countryside and it's starting to get dark. So these little lanterns are on either side. You can just light that little wick up and be illuminated. And if it gets starting to rain a little bit, you got some cover. But once the guys found this saddle in that barn, it had been up here for ages. And a really tall guy was here a couple years ago, and he was nice enough to bring it down here, because I didn't know about this and couldn't see that inscription, so, and that's the stirrup.
So this is the Butterfly Cafe, and I think what we're going to see in here is butterflies. Let's go look.
It's hotter outside than in.
Wow. Look at all those. They're so pretty.
There's really no butterflies.
So that's colocation Maui gold. Oh wow.
Not really any butterflies, but so there wasn't really a lot of butterflies. We're gonna go to the other gift shop and check that out. But this is really nice. Nice place. So this is the Boone Hall Plantation. There's a lot of history here. Hollywood came here. So I highly recommend this in South Carolina. It's pretty hot though. I hear best time to come here is October and April. We're here in August because it's summertime, but it is hot out. But we're making do of it. So if this is your first time watching, welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you'd like to receive future notifications, hit the bell. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Mr. Stan 913. Welcome to the Boone Hall Plantation. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you again soon.